Hey everyone, I wanted to come in really quick. I just got off of another power message and monetization intensive. It was amazing and they're all special. They're all beautiful. When I get to spend a couple of hours with women, helping them tap into their next level message, their power message of what they really want to be saying and sharing in the world that matches their next level vision. It is the most beautiful thing to help them connect deeper with their clients, with their audience, with their most aligned clients, not any clients. Because in your next level, we don't care about having any clients and selling any offer. We care about aligned as fuck clients, aligned as fuck offers, aligned as fuck money, all the things. And so they're all special. But today was specialer because I actually got to have a refresh session with a client of mine who had an intensive about 2 or so years ago. So it was just so incredibly beautiful to see her growth, to see where her brand is down, to see her confidence in all the things that she's doing. And she is looking at increasing her prices. She is going for higher caliber clients that she's already been closing. In the last couple of days, she has been feeling so on fire with her sales conversations, and it's all connected. Like, she has been doing the pre-work. We uniquely set up her intensive and divided it into a couple sessions for her, which I have done for other women before, and some women that can't necessarily do the full intensive all at once. And it's always so beautiful. So I want to talk about something really important before I go get me some lunch, before I have another appointment. I want to talk about refreshing your message. And the reason why this is so important is because there are so many amazing powerhouses. That's you, right? Where even though you've been in business for 2 years, for 5 years, for 10 years, you still sometimes have moments. If you hear this shaking, it is Junior, and I don't know what he is shaking about. What are you possibly shaking about, Tingle? But what is going on? I just don't understand. I just don't get it. I just do not get what is possibly going on over here. Anyway, refreshing your message and imposter energy. So I see so many women where it's like, I've been in business for years, but yet 5 years in the game, why am I questioning myself? Why am I in this space where like I'm feeling like an imposter? I'm not feeling like I'm that girl with what I do, right? And so I want to talk about this. We can sit and talk about mindset. I have a whole mindset membership. If you need to be a member, let me know. It's all about building your next level mindset to monetize, feeling more powerful when it comes to money and selling and being seen. Because a lot of the messaging and next level visibility work that I do with clients, with my women, a lot of times it is actually mindset before strategy. So if you are looking for a mindset only space, let me know. We're going to be dropping our June stuff, obviously, before this month, for next month, right? So this is the perfect time to get in. Amazing breakthroughs that have happened. However, for some women, it truly is their messaging, and it's a mix of mindset and skill set. And what I mean by skill set is not this surface level, well, what do I post? What do I talk about? How do I post it? What do I say? Because you probably have that already. Like, you've gotten clients, you have sold your offers, you've done the thing. So you're not looking for, I need to do a messaging session with Kiara to figure out like how to do my message. Here's what it really is about. And this is what the power message intensive and my power message work is about. It's about you stepping into this deeper embodiment of your work. It's about you stepping into this deeper level of expression with what it is that you are here to say and share and communicate and contribute into the world. What you're here to be seen in, what you're here to show up and share into the world, what you're here to shine in the world. It's about diving deeper into your work. And so me working with my client who has had an intensive with me before, but she's not the woman she was 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. You are not the woman that you were last year. You're not the woman that you were 6 months ago. I definitely am not the woman that I was 6 to 8 months ago. I grow and expand and evolve too much, and I have a feeling that you do too, boo. And so what happens is, as you're growing and expanding and evolving in your business as a leader, as a thought leader. You're learning so much. You're learning things about your clients. Here's who I do and don't desire to continue to work with. Here's what I do and don't desire to sell. Oh, I used to show up, like I even am looking back at one of my old coaches. She has evolved so much. When I think about years ago when I first, encountered her and discovered her, and I think about now, like she even is very vocal talking about ways that she's changing and like things that she's letting go of. And we hear it all the time. You want to burn this down in your business or whatever it is. And there's no shame to have on that. You have grown. You have been expanding. You are a being that evolves. So why on earth would you stick with messaging that hasn't evolved too? Why on earth would you stick with messaging that doesn't feel right? So the number one reason why so many of the women that I work with, and I'm talking women who you can be making 5 figures, you can be making 6 figures, and a lot of the women that I work with that have hit 7 figures, this is the number one reason they come to me. I remember, and I told this story in my mastermind, or was it in my membership? I can't remember which group I shared it with, but I've talked about this before. I remember my first 2 7-figure clients, and I was like, why are you working with me? I haven't hit 7 figures yet. Like, I don't even know why you work with me. And they're like, I'm not coming to you for how to make 7 figures with my message. I'm coming to you because I feel disconnected with my message. This messaging has gotten me here, and I no longer align with it. It no longer feels right. I want to pivot it. And I know that there's mindset stuff, there's permission stuff that I'm not giving myself, but then there's also this from a skill set standpoint, from a strategic standpoint. I know that, Kiera, you have a way of getting into this emotional connection with the clients, with audiences, and I want to tap into that. I want to feel that energy that I feel from you when I watch your videos. I want to feel that from my messaging. I want to feel that flow with what I'm talking about, with what I'm teaching, with how I'm talking about it, with the content that I'm creating, with what I'm putting out. I want to feel that. And so I want to remind you that, not even remind you. Well, I want to remind you that you are a being of evolution. Like, you are meant to evolve, but I also want to invite you to take a minute and think about your brand messaging right now. Whether you are on the replay or if you're live with me, take a minute and really reflect on your brand message. Is my brand messaging today a reflection of what I truly want to be saying, talking about, and teaching? Is it? Or is it a reflection of what I used to? And now I have expanded. And one other thing I want to say, I had an intensive yesterday as well with a woman who's been in business at least 8 to 10 years. And what was really cool is, like, there's this secret part of her framework, right? That we were able to go through, because when I do your messaging, I don't just go into your client. I actually go also into your actual framework of what you teach, which is a major thing that differentiates me and how I do my messaging, because it's really backwards to me. I don't understand. I've never understood this. I've never understood this ever, right? Like, in all of my years of, like, 13 plus years of sales and everything, like, I just never understood why we go first on the client. And instead, what I teach is, let's actually focus on what you're really selling. What you're actually selling is a transformation from your framework. That's what you're selling. You package it into an offer that could look a million different ways, but at the end of the day, the transformation is the core. So that's what we're selling. So I build messaging around that, right? So not just, how do I make a pretty framework in a chart? No, how do you sell your fucking framework? How do you actually create sales messaging, right, to sell your offers for you and really position the transformation that you do? So anyway, I go through framework, and we also do your next level client reading and client intimacy and embodiment, and go through, like, your messaging map and all that stuff for the client. But too many times I see a lot of people doing messaging and they only focus on the client, like, who's the audience I want to talk to. But instead, wouldn't it be more powerful if we went all in on what is the actual thing that I'm selling, that I'm teaching, that I'm talking about? What's the transformation? And then who best needs that? Hey, Nick, how are you, my love? Sending you lots of bohemian vibes. You'll have to let us know where you are in the world right now. But yeah, so when I think about even the client that I had intensive with yesterday, she's been in business at least 8 years. I want to say 10 though, but 8 to 10 years. And so there was a secret part of her framework that she is not talking about, that she's not positioning. And a lot of times it's, Kiera, well, how do I actually talk about this thing without, like, giving it all away? Which we go through that, right? Talking about the transformation versus, like, giving it away for free. But it's really cool to watch these women who have been in business. I have clients who've been in business, 1 to 2 years, who've been in business for, 3 to 5 years, who've been in business for 10 plus years, who are across the board, right? at, 5 figures, 6 figures, 7 figures. I'm unattached to how much money you've made in your business. I'm unattached to how many years you've been in business. All I need, though, is for you to be in this space where you see, okay, here's areas that I have grown in my expertise with my clientele, within my brand, within myself. And here are things that I'm now wanting to express. And I am ready to give myself full permission to express that, to pour that into what it is I'm talking about and teaching and saying. So if you are a woman who's been in business, who's walking around, and sometimes you have moments, you may have a great week, a great month, and then you have a moment of like, ooh, okay, there's a little bit of imposter coming up. There's a little bit of like, why is my confidence jacked up here? It has to do with your message. I can even say, yes, I'm listening from Thailand. I seen you on, I was about to back up, or had to pick up what you're putting out. Thank you so much. Well, yes, I love that, Thailand. I was watching some movie yesterday. Thailand is so beautiful. And then also, I feel like one of my old, like, close friends, not old close friends, one of my old, like, work close friends, like you at work, you have those close friends. So one of them, when I used to work with General Mills, I believe for her honeymoon, she went to Thailand. And I remember that I was like, I never thought of that. I love Thai food, and I never ever thought of that. So it's so beautiful, like, to like when I witnessed her like going there or whatever. So I'm super excited for you. But really quick, because I am just checking my time, because y'all, I'm hungry. I have a lamb chop that's waiting for me. We had our content and messaging coaching clinic today inside of my mastermind. And then we had, then I had my intensive. And so I'm done. I actually have a doctor's appointment. So, I have a lamb chop that I need to eat before I go to the doctor, though. So I'm just letting y'all know in case you were interested. But I really, really want to say, if you are a woman who has been in a space, and I'm like just multitasking really quick to do something. If you're in a space where you have been feeling this like imposter, this energy come up where you're questioning like parts of your work, I want to promise you, one of the first places you need to look, the first place that you need to look, please ask that question of yourself around your messaging. Am I saying, talking about, and teaching what I really want to be talking about, teaching, saying? And part 2 of that is, are you actually doing it for the people you really want to be working with? And that was actually something that came up in our intensive today, because I already know. I'm like, okay, so you want to work with a person who's here, who's doing this, XYZ, or doing XYZ? And she's like, well, and as soon as she said, well, I'm like, what does your heart want? And so that's a whole nother conversation. If you want to see a video on that, let me know. If you feel like you have something coming up for you around, like, I really want to talk to and serve this person, but I find myself sticking here because here's who's paid me. Here's who I've worked with the most. Here's who I have the most experience in. I feel more confident in working with, this caliber of client, or the client at this space and this level, or in this, particular situation. Because, it's second nature is really easy for me. But what I really want is to be working with this client, doing this, doing that, right? And so, I really want to encourage you to ask yourselves those questions. And I would really love to hear what comes up for you. I know that this could be a tough, like, real personal type of, type of reality, like to have this real conversation around like, okay, am I? And to realize, no, I'm not. Or my love, my love, boo boo, you already know you're not. You're like, here, I didn't need you to ask me that. I already know I'm not. I journal about it every day. I see it when I'm brushing my teeth. I think about it in the mirror. When I'm showing up for videos and I'm talking to the person I really don't want to talk to, okay, because I'm afraid to leave them behind and all the other things, I already feel it. Right? I would love to invite you, DM me what comes up. I was offering a couple of free show up and sell chats where literally women were like messaging me the same questions that I'm asking you. And I was able to, in about 10 or 15 minutes, just kind of help them like, okay, here's what I'm feeling called to for you that like you could do to kind of shift things forward immediately. So I want to invite you to DM me. Maybe there's a quick chat that we have, or maybe you want a full experience. You want to like go all in and have a messaging intensive together. Either way, we got to get this. You can't stay here because you are a visionary. You are a powerhouse. You are underpaid and underseen powerhouse at that. And you have too much more to do. You have too much more to say, too much more to do, too much more to be. And you holding on to this old message that it's not wrong. It's just not for you right now. It's no longer for you right now. You have expanded and evolved past it. And it's time for you to give yourself permission to fully step into this next level of your voice. This next level of your visibility depends on it. This next level of the income and the impact and the influence that you want to make in this world depends on it. You can stay where you're at because it may not be too bad. Kira, I'm pretty comfortable. I'm doing okay. But I have a feeling that you want more than just okay. I have a feeling that you want to feel this deeper level of fulfillment. I have a feeling that you want to access this deeper level of expression. I have a feeling that you want to tap into this deeper level of client that you're meant to be working with. I have a feeling that you want to tap into the deeper level of things that you're meant to be talking about and teaching, and not the surface level of it, and not the boring stuff. Like, oh, it bores me to sit and to talk about like certain things in life and in business. I don't want to talk about like, what is an example? Oh my gosh. I don't want to sit and talk about these surface level parts of your messaging. Oh my God, I don't know what to post. How about, oh my goodness, I am feeling really called to talk about this or talk about that, but I'm wanting to understand how to structure it in a way that really captures the attention of who I want to speak to. Or I want to tap into, I have a bunch of ideas in a content notebook on my iPad, in my Asana, in my, insert your app, right? Google Docs, whatever. But why am I not putting it out? Why am I so afraid? Why am I holding back? Why am I not moving forward on the show, the videos, the content that I want to really be putting out or talking about, the events I want to have, the program I want to offer? Like, let's have these deeper conversations and let's bring in the messaging strategy with it, of course, because that's necessary. The money is always in the message, but there's meaning behind this message. And so the biggest reason I see so many powerhouses who are hiding, who are holding back, who are underpaid, who are not as fulfilled as they could be is because the number one reason you're holding back in your own expression, in your own voice, in your own message. And if you're holding back of that within yourself, how dare you believe that you're going to show up and you're going to put out some content that's about to attract the next level clients that you want, the next level opportunities that you desire and you deserve? So no one's saying that you don't deserve those things. That's not what I'm saying. But only the highest version of you, the one that's really expressing what she truly is here to be expressing and be talking about and be teaching and be known for, she's the one who gets to have that. So meanwhile, you carry this imposter energy because you know that you're not honoring her. That's what my power message is all about. That's what the money in the message is all about. Because for us, it's not about any money, any client, any offer, anything, any content. It's not about that. It's about it feeling aligned. It's about it feeling authentic. It's about it feeling connected. It's about activating this deeper part of what it is we're wanting to say. That's what I get to do. Like today and yesterday, like the last 2 days, fully immersed in intensives and not even done, and then also having our content and messaging coaching clinics and my mastermind. Like it just, I am so in love. I am so in love with the fact that I get to literally sit down every day and help different women tap into parts of their voice that has been silenced for many of different reasons. So I really want to invite you to take a moment. When you think about the next level of using your voice and talking about what you really want, is it a mindset reason? Like, is there some mindset permission work that is causing you not to show up? Then I want to invite you to my membership. I have a mindset membership club where it's all about that. It's all about your mindset to show up, to be seen, to shine in your work, to show up and sell, to share your message. It's all about your mindset to monetize. So if you are struggling with the mindset behind it, I have a space for you and I can share details with you on that. So DM me if you want that information. I can send you the link. But if you also know, you know what, Kier, it's more than mindset. I actually want to dive into actually what I'm saying and what I'm teaching and bring out, highlight the most powerful parts of my work and my genius and my expertise and my methodology and feed that into my messaging and have it feel massively powerful and be unapologetic in how I'm sharing it and go into more of the messaging strategy of it all, like around your client and connection, your client connection and client conversion messaging, then we can work together on that too. I have an intensive. I also have my mastermind. So, whether you're wanting ongoing support or like, here, I just want a couple hours with you. So I want you to message me, Kiera, I feel like it's really a mindset that's keeping me from my next level message, or Kiera, it's a mix of both. I got some mindset and some strategy that is needed for me to step into my next level message. Allow me to support you. You don't have to be in this space alone. You don't deserve to be in this space alone. You are meant for more and you get to have it, but you have to give yourself that permission. So I'm about to go have my lamb chop, but first let me just say that is the real question. Are you doing what you want to? Yeah. Are you doing what you want to? Are you saying what you want to? Are you working with who you want to? Are you charging what you want? Are you selling what you want? Are you delivering programs that you really want to be delivering? Or are you delivering them because some person, some course, some program coach told you you need to have this type of program in your business model and that type of program in your business model? But meanwhile, when you go to sell it, you're like dreading it. Meanwhile, when you go to put out the messaging, you're not feeling it. You are probably like, oh my God, I'm going to post this thing and they're going to all see me. They're going to know that like somebody else wrote it, because that's a whole nother conversation. All the people that have come to me, like here, I have a client who spent five figures. Okay. I have had clients who have spent anywhere from $10,000 to $30,000, okay, on copywriting and all of these marketing strategy agencies and things like that, and come back to me after they do that, like, I should have hired you in the first place, and or I wish I had known about you then, or whatever the thing is, but come back saying, I wish I had this first. How can you hire someone else to tap into your voice? And what I mean by that is if you're looking at like, I want you to completely do it for me. Right now, yes, when I'm meeting with my clients and we're having our session, like what's really beautiful is like you literally just show up, right? As far as like, you don't need to type anything. You see my screen, I'm doing the typing so that you can be in your zone. And it is so beautiful to see powerhouses who are visionaries, who are ambitious as fuck women, like be in this space where it's like here, like one of my clients, I have heard this from a lot of clients, but one of my clients, her intensive was last week or the week before, can't remember. And she was like, it feels so good that I'm literally just here and you're like typing everything, you're putting it where it needs to be, you're mapping everything out, like this feels so good. So, oh God, there's so many things I could say, but I really want to invite you to reflect on the question that I mentioned. Hey, Andrea, how are you? Hey, Tasha. So reflect on the question that I gave you, and I sincerely mean it. Message me what comes up for you. If you want to put in the comments, put in the comments. But if I know that it's a little sensitive, right? It could be a little sensitive. So let me know, Kiara, I do or I don't feel like I'm tapping into my next level message. Let me know your truth. And let me know, I feel like it's a mindset issue, or I feel like or I do feel like it's more of a strategy issue for me. And I would love to offer you some piece of advice, something that can help you, some messaging mentorship that can help you from there. But I am just tired of seeing powerhouse women hide and hold back and have this confidence and mindset issue, all because you're not honoring your message. And the last thing I will say is that from my own personal experience, I've been through this many of times, but I can even remember the last time I went through this. I had a period just last year where even in making, like having a multiple six-figure business, like being the messaging queen, where like hundreds of women every year come to me for like messaging intensives, who come into, work with me in some capacity. Like even in all of that, right? I still have had like moments where I'm like, okay, wait, am I really the messaging queen? Am I really this? Am I really that? Right? And I'm going to tell you this. It's always what I'm saying. Always, even for me. Wait a minute. So, but now I know, right? I have a whole real line to shine. What do you call it? Assessment. God, I forgot the word. Assessment that I take my mastermind clients to, like when you first come in, like so that we can really assess what is and isn't working, like where are you feeling aligned, where are you not feeling aligned, so we see very quickly like what we need to be tweaking, like where really the gaps are in your messaging, in your content, and what you're expressing in your business, the next, like in client attraction. And so for me personally, I started building that in 2019, but didn't even know that I was building it. And then it actually became something that I started teaching clients and talking about in 2020. And so now I'm in this space where like I can recognize it for myself. So instead of spending weeks and months and quarters, right, and have a whole year, but instead of spending so much time in those spaces, it's like, oh, okay, I'm aware after a couple hours or a couple days or whatever it is, like, oh, okay, this is what's going on. And so for me, I realized like, one of the biggest things for me with my messaging is that I love working with women who are in what I call the deepening phase of their message. So you're not brand new, but you're also in this space where you're not dominating your message. You're still holding back. You've had some clients, you've made some money in your business. You have an offer that's selling, but there is this next level of what you're wanting to say. And you are not giving yourself permission, either because of mindset or because of your messaging strategy, to really go all in on saying it, or a combination of both. And so I love working with women who are in that space. And I used to have this thing about like, I'm going to let go of the women who are still discovering their message. I'm going to let go of the women. Like I could help, they're brand new. I could save them so much money if they just hire me instead of thinking they need to hire all these other things to start making money. Like in the first couple months, you know, of their business, like when you're first starting out. But Kiara, your heart, you love talking to women like, hey, you've been in the game 2 years. Hey, what are you discovering about your client? What do you know now about your client that you didn't know 2 years ago? How do we need to bring that into your message? Let's go through your testimonials, because too many people are doing messaging and not bringing people's testimonials. And let's go through all of your testimonials and understand what's the messaging strategy we need to use to put that into your client attraction, messaging and content and sales efforts. Let's build enrollment events based off of your framework. Like content events based off your, like, it's a different type of conversation. And so and me honoring that was like, oh, and I'm going to tell you, so that was one layer of it. There was a second layer of it, y'all. And this is going to have to be another video, because I got to go eat. But speaking of eating, I wanted softness in my life. I have been raised by a single mother. I have been taught and shown and displayed all the things about being independent and working hard and hustling. And I don't want to do that no more. I don't want to do that. I should have never been doing it. But it was where I was raised and brought into that taught me that. Okay, cool. But you know what? I'm letting a little bit of that go. I can have a little bit of that and I understand when I need to use it. But for the most part, I want to do my intensives. And then at 2 o'clock, I want to be done and go have my lamb chop and go sit by my favorite spot in the window and not be in a space. I don't want to rush in the morning. So, yep, we start our day at 10 o'clock. I want to have time to journal. I want to sit outside and eat an orange with my fur baby and literally just look at the squirrels while he eats the orange. He has his orange and I have my orange. Like there became this desire from my life. And it was no longer, I want to work all day. I want to be in front of the computer all day. I used to go live every day. Like the first couple years of my business, I went live every day. If you are OG from 2015, like that was not sustainable, right? My health started to be impacted. I gained 80 pounds. Like there's so many things. And so for me, there became this desire of like, I want simple. So for me, when it comes to my messaging work, one of the things I realized, again, when you're talking about what it is you're talking about, what it is you're meant to be talking about and how you could have some confidence and imposter come up. For me, it was like, ooh, not only am I recognizing I love working with women in the middle phase, in that deepening phase of their business, but I also love working with women who are desiring to create simplicity in their business. I simply want to call in clients. I don't desire all of these complicated things to do it. I want to elevate my messaging. I want to use my messaging to sell for me. I want to use it in paid advertising. I want to use it in organic advertising. I want a mixture of both, whatever that looks like, because it looks different for my clients. But the point is, we are after something so much deeper. We have created these business for like other reasons. And at first I thought it was like, you know, so that I could do all these things. And now I'm like, you know what? One of the biggest reasons is the time and the flexibility this has gifted me. And at this phase of my life, this is what I'm desiring. And even as I think about my starting a family and all these things, these are the things that it is meant to create space for. But Kiara 2014 wouldn't be able to handle that. The business wouldn't be able to handle all the things. So being in this space where I even see the women that I work with, their messaging being desired for a deeper reason. It's not just like, okay, you know, I have clients who've done like, okay, I did an intensive with you and within 20 days of the intensive, I made $30,000. Okay, awesome. You increase your investment by this much. Like, it's not just, I just want to make money. Kiara, I'm wanting to create and experience this lifestyle for myself. I'm wanting to reach clients like this. I don't want any clients. I'm very intentional about the clients that I want. So having these deeper conversations with my clients and my prospective clients about why are you ready to tap into your next level message? What are you wanting it to do for you? What are you wanting it to feel like? What's the type of business that you're really after creating and why? What's your intention, right? Like even this whole 7-figure thing, I've never desired to have a 7-figure business. That is not a desire that I've had. And it's like, oh, it's a mindset, is a mindset, is a mindset. No. I remember in 2018, I was in a program. I was like, I don't want a team. Like people kept talking to me about a team. I was like, I don't want that type of team. I love having 2 to 3 people on my team. I do not want a team of 10 to 20 people. I don't want people messaging me. And yes, I know I can have an OBM who is the middle ground between all the things, but that's not the desire that I have. And so getting into this space where it's like, I love having clients who are like, listen, me making multiple six figures in my business feels so good. It feels so right. And I work part-time and I get to get off at 2:00 and I get to do my thing, or sometimes it's 3:00, whatever it is. I get to do my thing, or I get to relax, or whatever that I get to homeschool my kids, or whatever that is for you. But for me, it was like coming into this space of like, not only do I desire to work, I love working with women who have been in business for some time. So they have ideas of their next level message, and like the clients that they work with, they're just like trying to, it's like an octopus. You have all the hands, like you see all the things, but it's like, I'm trying to bring it together. Right. I love that. Right. And you've been in business for a while, so you have some ideas, but you're also looking for someone to kind of help pull more out of you too, not give you the answer because it's yours, but help you in accessing it, right? But also the reasons why, right? We want it so we can go to Thailand. We want it so that we can live a nomad life. We want it so that we can, reduce our schedule to work part-time. Maybe we want to work 2 days a week so we can spend 3 days with our kids. Or maybe you want to work 2 days a week so you can do 2 days with your kids at home and 1 day of full self-care with nobody in the house. Whatever that looks like, because you want to travel, because you want to work for, one of my clients, she's leaving her job at the end of the summer, and her partner are like completely like selling everything and like moving, and it's so exciting. So it's like you get to create whatever the life is you want. So that's what I want. My women have messaging for missions that are bigger than themselves, and also contribute to them having good lives that they desire for themselves. And that is beautiful. And it's not this surface level, I just want my next level messaging for me just to bring in next level sales so that I can just bring in like any and every client. It's like, no, I'm really intentional about the work that I do, who I work with, how I work with them, etc. So I love working with women who are so in tune with that. And even if they're not in a space where they're able to fully articulate it, they can feel that brewing, and they're like, Kira, I'm wanting you to help me like pour that out, because that's what I want on my paper. That's what I want on in my copy. That's what I want to be expressing and oozing out of every fiber of my being when I speak on stage, when I speak on video, when I speak in my podcast, on my YouTube, when I am writing emails, when I'm creating in my content events, in my enrollment events, in my webinars, whether it's automated or it's live. That's what I want, Kira. I want that energy. I want to tap into that fire. That is your power message. So, oh, goodness. I hope that you have been able to get some nuggets from our conversation for today. We got Yes Ma'am right there with you. Oh, I love that. OG supporter in the house. Thank you. From way, way back, like always. Thank you so much for always being there. So, I love y'all so much. It is now 2:23. I definitely have to eat now because I have to run. But if you, again, ask yourselves those questions and just take in what I'm sharing here with you, I would really invite you. I'm going to actually put my link if you want to DM me what personally comes up for you over the next 24 hours. I'll be checking my messages and getting back to you and responding to you. And I can't wait just to see, is there something that I can support you with when it comes to your next level messaging? If it's mindset, if it's a little bit of skill set and strategy, or if it's a combo of both. It is time for you to tap into your next level power message. You are meant to be seen on a deeper level. You're meant to be heard on a deeper level. And so you have to give yourself permission first to tap into that deeper level so you can connect with the clients and the audience that you are meant to. You are needed. It's your time to shine. All right, y'all. Talk to you later. Share this with a biz bestie or mastermind sister that you know needs to hear this message too. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.